In this video, I would like to share with you how to avoid hell when you're going through divorce, what to do, how to get ready so that when you tackle this very, very difficult topic that you might have tried to avoid for the last 5 years or less, you need to follow this plan, and I think it will help you a lot. Number one, obviously, get an amazing attorney. What I mean by an amazing attorney is someone who is responsive, someone who respects your boundaries. So if you email your attorney and you don't hear back for a week or two, that's going to create a lot of stress on you. You already have a stressful situation. And then if your attorney is not communicating with you, this is the time to leave. So when you interview an attorney, you have to figure out, how about when I email you or call you, when are you calling me back? If an attorney says, well, it depends on my schedule, and it doesn't give you a direct answer, then run. Because the answer should be within 24 to 48 hours. I typically tell my clients I respond daily from 3 to 4 within 24 hours. So if I receive an email in the morning, I respond 3 to 4. If I receive an email at 4 p.m., I respond next day 3 to 4. So expectations are set, invoices are set. What you would like to avoid is stress. Your attorney is the last person who needs to cause you stress. So for example, if they send you an invoice for $50,000 in 30 days of working together and you're shocked, then this is the time when you interview an attorney to interview them well. What is your minimum tact? How often do you invoice? Some attorneys don't invoice for like 3 months. So, for example, to avoid stress, I BBC my client in every single communication. I invoice every week. It's clear this is how much it's going to cost. If, for example, a client asks me how much it's going to cost to go to this trial, I give them the price, or a range at least. So very, very important that financially you talk to your lawyer so the expectations are clear. Also, run away from lawyers if they give you flat fee for trial. For example, if someone tells you, or for your case, flat fee for trial, maybe for 1 day of trial, but it can go more than 1 day, so they need to tell you exactly. But I'm talking about flat fee for your divorce. How many clients I had who have been devastatingly wronged by lawyers who took flat fee and weren't prepared to go to trial, to do the preliminary declaration of disclosures. When it's too good to be true, it is too good to be true. Run. So, number one, no stress when you're dealing with your attorney. Your attorney is your safe place to talk, and the relationship with your attorney is maybe the healthiest relationship you never had, right? So responsiveness, respect, timeliness, invoices on time. You pay on time too. So it's a mutual relationship. And watch my video about what not to tell your attorney. I created this book to help you understand the divorce process without getting lost or without getting a heart attack. You can buy it on Amazon in all formats, including audio format. Number two, get a good therapist. So if it feels compelling to tell your lawyer all the stories how your ex wronged you, then you're overpaying, because a therapist could be $200 an hour, a lawyer could be $600 an hour. So you might get it out of your chest in a more succinct manner with a lawyer. But I always tell my clients, the money part, custody part is my part, and the emotional part is the therapist part. So if the emotions are boiling up too much, maybe you need 2 or 3 times a week of therapy. But if money doesn't matter to you, well, then you have a choice. Then you can talk to your lawyer and to your therapist, or just to your lawyer. But be aware, lawyers are typically only handling divorce. Well, I like to say that on the front of my card, it's a divorce attorney, and the back, therapist. Number 3, pay an inexpensive assistant to help gather your documents, and someone you trust to help you sort of gather your thoughts. Because what happens is clients just get overwhelmed when I send them preliminary declaration form, assets and debt form, income and expense declaration form. I don't hear from them for a while. Why? Because they don't know how to access to their bank account. They don't know, they don't want to deal with it, frankly. So someone like personal assistant would be very helpful during this time to have accountability, to invite them and say, hey, this is my form. This is what I would like to tackle. Just don't feel like you need to do it all on your own. I know it's tempting, but it's not effective. Create a plan of action with your attorney. Usually at the beginning of the relationship, we create a plan of action. We say, okay, we file first, then we do disclosure, then we talk about should we send discovery to the other side? Do we need to hire an accountant? Do we file with marital settlement agreement? Are we planning to go to mediation? Are we planning to go to trial? And so all these variables we discuss so that expectation is clear and there are no miscommunication, misunderstandings in terms of cost or the process, expectation when I should respond to things. When can client expect from me to draft, for example, a marital settlement agreement? And I usually take from 1 week to 2 weeks, not 3 months, so the client knows what to expect. And this is not a legal advice, but be gentle with yourself because this process is going to be very toxic, not because of the lawyer, not because it's just in itself. I think divorce, immigration, and death are the 3 most devastating things a person can experience in life. And when I was going through and when I see my clients are going through, they don't notice it, they're in denial. And so that comes to my next point, avoid isms, alcoholism, workaholism, gambling, affairs, love addictions, sex addictions. All of that is just a part of denial. So therapy would help taking care of yourself. Maybe take an extra vacation. Maybe do something you have never done before, a hobby, or walk more. Do something different because it needs the emotional stress that you will experience. It needs to be counterbalanced with something you never done before, something more nourishing. Finally, attitude of gratitude. When you're going through divorce, whether you like it or whether you initiated it or whether you don't like it, the point is either way, you're better off being without the person who's not supposed to be with you. Meaning, as painful as it is always better later on the other side. I would say rather to be with a person who admires me and loves me than a person who is not good for me. So that attitude of gratitude that everything is happening for me, not against me, is going to help some attitude issues that some clients might have when they're going through the divorce because they're so resentful. And why I'm saying it, any emotion, anger, resentment, denial clouds your decision to make clear decisions. So in a selfish way, I would like to have a client who makes clear-minded decisions so they don't regret a year later why they made certain decisions. For example, if a client cheated, then they tend to make decisions out of guilt, to give more money, to give more spousal support, to give more than California law would allow, and then they regret it. Almost every time someone made a decision based on some emotion, whether it's, any emotion, then they regretted it. So this is my survival kit, how to survive divorce. I hope that was helpful. I will see you soon in my next consultation. Bye.